Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are the Mighty Guru Yogurt. Oh yes we are. There's no debate about it. Anyway, been a few days since the last clutch of films. Hope you enjoyed the Dave Day episodes. I certainly had a lot of fun making them, although I did get quite wet. Anyway, quite a lot planned for today, and I'm also going to be telling you about some upcoming plans and projects that will be happening in the very near future. Very excited about those, but we'll talk about that when I get moving in a minute. But I want to show you something first. Regular viewers will know that I spend quite a bit of time in laybys. This is amongst my favourites. This one doesn't actually have a name. Most of them, we give them names that relate to events that have occurred in them. So, for example, there's Breakdown Lay-by, where I've broken down twice. There's Textile Clothing Lay-by, where we stopped to do a bit of filming when we just picked up the free textile clothing that I'm currently wearing. And there is Literary Lay-by, which is a big lay-by just outside of Askham, where I did a litter sweep. You might remember that film. Anyway, look at this lovely little hole in the wall, somewhat marred by a 5-litre container of, I don't know, what looks like engine oil. I'm guessing it's engine oil. Who thinks that's okay? I don't know what would be going through the mind of somebody who thought that was okay. The next time I'm passing this place in the car or the van, I'll pick that up and dispose of it. But honestly, people, what are they like? Let's get moving. Well, I have the whole day for motorcycle-based activities today, which is delightful. The weather is looking okay. It's a bit overcast, as you can see, but there's no real threat of any kind of substantial rain. I have had one or two spots thus far, but nothing to be worried about before we leave. And here we are at Dudden Bridge once more. Yes, Dudden Bridge. My first objective this morning then, and I've made a pretty early start because I do have about 150 miles to cover, is to head up the A595 here to Greenodd. Regular viewers will remember that last week I had brand new Bridgestone Exedra tyres fitted to the magnificent beast here. They are now about 200 miles old. They are thoroughly scrubbed in and they are feeling absolutely magnificent. Well, I do like to be beside the seaside. Yes, I do like to be beside the sea. Let's have a look around. Well, it's not quite the seaside, is it? It's the estuary side. But still, charming enough. Charming enough. Lovely view from here. Chapel Head Scar over there. The western fells of the Lake District over there in the middle. Let's have a zoom in. The unmistakable skyline of the Langdale Pikes and the Scafell Massif beyond that. Yes, very lovely. This is a little place called Sandside, yes, just outside of Milnthorpe. And what that means is that we're now very close to Trowbarrow Quarry. So that's where we're going next. Okie dokie. According to SatNav here, 12 minutes to the quarry. Well, this really is very nice. How delightful. Whoa, how much road do you want? Well, that was a little bit thought-provoking, eh? Goddamn caravans. I'm really looking forward to going to have a look-see at Trowbarrow Quarry here. It is, as well as being a site of special scientific interest because of its unique geological formation, it's also a very popular rock climbing venue. Now, I've never been here to go climbing, but I've been aware of it for, 40 years. 40 years. They stopped quarrying it in 1959, I believe. It had been used as a quarry for around about 100 years. In 1859, they opened up the Furness Railway from here up into Cumbria, and it was used to take the quarried limestone to the works not far from here, where it was turned into tar macadam, because of course in those times they were building lots and lots of new roads, basically opening up the northwest to industry because they could smell the profits. That's what happens. So yeah, it was quarried for about 100 years, and shortly after they turned it into a disused quarry, it got overtaken by rock climbers. So there are two reasons why I'm fascinated to go and have a look. I'm hoping, given that there's not a great deal of wind today, to be getting Tyrone the drone up as well. Well, this is also quite lovely. We're about 4 minutes away from the quarry now, according to the SatNav. Ooh, I'm having some little spots of rain. And here we are, arriving at the quarry. It's up those steps there. Off we go to find the quarry then. Well, there we are then. Here's the quarry. Let's go and have an investigation. Okay, a little bit of a geological background then. Whereas the mountains of the Lake District to the north were initially formed by volcanic activity, to the south of the Lake District that simply wasn't the case. And what we have here is limestone rather than the granite that makes up the Lake District mountains. Limestone is a sedimentary rock, which is to say that it is laid down over thousands upon thousands of years as sediment. Essentially, this area was underneath the sea for a very long period of time, and so silt would build up in layers, or strata as they're known, and then over a period of time would become compressed so that they solidified into the rock formations that we see today. Fascinating stuff. I won't bore you with any more detail for the moment. If anybody's particularly interested in the geology of the area, there are plenty of online resources to be looking at. Now, as I said earlier, from the 1960s onwards, this place was an abandoned, disused quarry, and it was much frequented by rock climbers, and still is today. Predominantly the climbing was done on the what's known as the main wall, which we'll now zoom in on. There it is, and there are several quite difficult rock climbs that go up the middle of that face there. Because of the site of special scientific interests and the geological importance of it, there is no rock climbing to be done on this side or on the side further down. However, local climbers have made very good use of the boulders there, and you can see there are some people bouldering at the moment. Bouldering was never my thing. It all becomes a little obsessive. But there we go, to each their own. An absolutely fascinating place. Also, this rock face over here, I believe, has been developed. And in fact, if we go a little bit closer, you can see chalk deposits that have been smeared all over the rock by climbers' fingers. Yes, climbers' fingers. There we are, look. Chalk all over the place. Well, here we are at the bottom of the main wall, which is quite steep. Yes, I really must come back and climb this at some point soon. So what we can see here is fossilized sea coral. Yes, fantastic. Okay, I think it's time to get the drone up. I've done a Murgatroyd. Everything on and ready to go, but the keys are still in the pocket. That's what we call doing a Murgatroyd. Though we both do it on an equal number of occasions. Yes. Okay, that was, to me at any rate, fascinating and well worth the visit. And so, all that remains for the moment is to, first of all, say a very big thank you to my new subscribers. We are now beyond the 260 mark, which is delightful. And to say, as I always do, that there is, of course, a whole lot more to come, which there is. And I will say a few words about that before we close this film. In a little under 2 weeks' time, we will be flying to Barcelona. Yes, the time is upon us. We leave from Manchester Airport, land in Barcelona, head out of town to the yurt that we're going to be staying in, and then the following day I will be going back into Barcelona to pick up the Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Pro. Really looking forward to that. Not the kind of a motorcycle that I've ridden before, so it will be interesting to say the very least. For the whole of the day that I have the motorcycle, I will be riding and exploring the mountains up above Barcelona. I am, needless to say, very excited about that one.